The recent release of the new Ultimate Scout Rifle, Frostwatcher, has received some mixed sentiments. It is a weapon that greatly synergizes well with Chill Descendants, and so far we only have Haley and Viesa as Chill Descendants. For one, this weapon can only be obtained by beating the new intercept boss Death Stalker multiple times, and the requirement to even attempt to fight Death Stalker is to beat Gluttony, the last boss before the October 10th update. In any case, it took me a few days before I was able to craft the first copy, and I've run that fight close to 50 times already. Despite all of that, it's fair to say the drop rate is really not that bad. In fact, I did not expect to get it that fast. However, it is not guaranteed you're gonna get a drop every time you kill the boss. And even when you get a drop, it could be a duplicate, which is not a bad thing since you need more than one copy to upgrade the weapon to its full potential. I said all of that simply in an effort to help you manage your expectations if you are someone that is planning to farm for this weapon. My name is Words, and in this video, I'm going to give you some tips on how to obtain this weapon. Anyway, we all know you can get Frostwatcher from beating the new intercept boss Death Stalker. So, can you beat Frostwalker to even get a chance to get a drop? Yes, you can very easily do so. But to do that, here's tip number 1. You need a good build with plenty of survivability. Seriously, I spend more time reviving people in those fights than anything else. And I'm able to do that because I build my Enzo as a DPS tanky descendant. I provide not only great team support, but also plenty of DPS to help the team succeed. Build your character with some survivability before you go to this fight. Anyway, tip number 2, make sure you have toxin resistance. Just like Gluttony, you need chill resistance, but for Death Stalker, you need toxin resistance. Now, take a look at my Enzo build. And now take a look at the boss recommendation for toxin resistance. This is easy to achieve, and if you want more details, go watch my video about my Enzo build. I even dedicated a full segment explaining elemental resistance in full detail, and that was before Death Stalker dropped. That's how I was able to beat it on day 1. The simplest thing you need to do is to have toxin resistance in your processor and then slap the maximize toxic resist module on your descendant sheet and you are good to go. If you do that, you'll definitely stop dying in the first few seconds of the fight. You don't even need to have the 10,000 toxin resistance recommended, but you need something close to it. Without taking that into consideration, you will definitely suffer during that fight. Tip number 3. Learn the mechanics of the fight. Anyway, the first mechanic is the chains that Death Stalker keep launching at you. If they hit you, you get poisoned, and more hits from those, you can die. So, you need to know when to jump over them or be able to tank a couple of them, and you'll be alright. They come at feet level and sometimes at eye level, so just pay attention. The second mechanic is the skulls that Death Stalker throws at you. Those skulls will follow you until they hit you. Then, boom, you get poisoned, and you can die if you have no toxin resistance in your build. You can notice the poison status effect on your screen. It stays for a while, but for some people with that proper build, they will die. That is why the toxin resistance is a priority. The third mechanic is the clock that Death Stalker throws around the arena. As soon as you see them, you need to go stand in one of them, and after about 5 seconds, they will turn green and explode. If you miss any of them, the team will wipe. Therefore, when the boss drops those, everyone needs to find one and stand inside a circle. The fourth mechanic is when Death Stalker goes immune. He will throw some statues around the arena. When that happens, you need to find the statue with the arms crossed and go stand inside a circle. This is what the good statue looks like. And this is what the bad statue looks like. And you need to avoid this one at all costs. You can clearly see it is trolling you with open arms. If you go in, you can die. Now, once you are inside the circle of the correct statue, the ring will start turning green. The more people inside the circle, the faster the light will turn green. But at the same time, you need to avoid the green poison on the ground, or it can kill you. Additionally, as the circle is filling up, the boss gets mad and starts throwing skulls from the air. You need to shoot them to prevent them from landing. Basically, you need to survive this chaos. And once that mechanic is over, it's back to doing damage. Rinse and repeat until the boss is dead. So, if you can manage all of that, you will kill the boss and have a chance to get one of the parts for Frostwatcher as a reward. Then, once you have all 4 parts, you can craft Frostwatcher. And perhaps, if you enjoy the grind, get ready to go back for more copies. After all, you need all 5 copies. That way the gun can reach its full potential. Alright, now how good is Frostwatcher? I would say it's a nice toy for chill descendants like Haley and Viesa. Particularly for Haley, when you kill an enemy with Frostwatcher, you get the buff Chill Synchronization, which means your third ability on Haley, Cold Fury, no longer slows you down. You know, the one that whenever you want to do some big damage and you just turn it on and then hopefully you get to 16 stacks and then start doing some big damage. That means at base level, you can move faster for 3 seconds. But really, the best part about this weapon is the chill skill power buff that you get when you proc Sub-Zero Sensation. This is something that both Viesa and Haley can benefit from. Sub-Zero Sensation is every time you hit an enemy weak point at a certain distance, it procs. In essence, when that procs, that would be the best time to use Haley's second ability, Storm Snare. It does big damage. Now, when it comes to how easy it is to proc Sub-Zero Sensation, the game tells you 12.5 meters, that's where you need to stand to trigger the buff. In my testing playing with this gun, I always try to hang back at about 15 meters away from the target. Normally, beefy targets like Elite, I try to stay away a little bit further back, that way I can proc it. Additionally, I use the new Haley Transcendent module, Cryogenic Cluster Shot, which pairs really well with this weapon. I only put the recommended modules on the weapon for now, and that's good enough for me. I don't plan to invest that much in it, but you never know in the future. Because there are so many things that are a priority right now, like my ultimate Frena who is currently cooking at the research lab. Overall, I think it's a really nice toy. However, using this and Haley as a mobbing build is not something that will be my first choice. But I still think the weapon is worth getting because it could be very strong in the future. Just like Enduring Legacy and Greg's Reverse Fate, they started very weak and became stronger after buff. So we'll have to see. Until then, I'm going to continue using my Enduring Legacy, but reserve this weapon for any time I have to use Haley or Viesa. Anyway, I hope this helps. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next one.